One day, a boy was relaxing in his room when he suddenly heard a loud noise behind him. To his surprise, a girl had fallen from the ceiling into his room, but she wasn't just any girl, she was a snake girl. Terrified of being seen by a human, she tried to flee, but her leg was injured, leaving her with no choice but to turn him into stone and escape. However, just as she was about to do so, he spoke up, saying, "You have beautiful hair," followed by a sudden proposal to marry him. This completely caught her off guard, making her wonder, does he think I'm just wearing a costume or something? Noticing the wound on her leg, he immediately started tending to it without hesitation. This act of kindness made her feel even more embarrassed, and she couldn't help but think that he might come to despise her appearance. She hid her face, but he gently reassured her, saying, "You're beautiful, so don't hide yourself. Besides, I like snakes." She was taken aback and realized that he wasn't joking. His eyes were filled with pure sincerity. As all of this happened, he finally glanced up at the ceiling, noticing the massive hole she had created. Looking at her, he curiously asked, "Were you up in the attic trying to catch mice?" Before explaining, "The mice here are well fed because I leave food out for them, so they'd probably be happy if a snake came along to eat them." Hearing this, she was utterly shocked and thought, "So, was this a trap to catch me after all?" But before she could dwell on it, he quickly reassured her that he wouldn't let anyone see her hair and promised to take care of her, asking her to stay. This left her speechless. After a moment, she finally responded, "Let's start as friends first," which completely floored him. However, after recovering from his surprise, he was overjoyed to have the chance to be her friend. He then introduced himself as Yumi Haru and asked for her name. She replied, "Kamish Nagi." Curious, he asked her where she lived. She hesitated before admitting, "I don't have a home. I wander from place to place, wherever I can find food." Concerned, he told her, "I can't let you walk around this dangerous town alone at night. Stay here for tonight, Nagi." Just then, his mother knocked on the door, causing both of them to panic. Thinking quickly, Haru explained to his mother that the ceiling had collapsed on his friend, and since she lived alone, she should be allowed to stay the night. His mother, frustrated that he hadn't mentioned this sooner, scolded him before leaving to buy groceries for dinner. After his mother left, Haru realized something. Nagi could also take on a human form. She smiled and teased, "How else do you think I've been able to live among humans?" He chuckled and responded, "Your snake hair is way cuter than normal hair," which made her unexpectedly happy. He then asked if she could eat human food, to which she confidently replied, "My stomach is much stronger than a human's. I can eat anything, even tree branches and poisonous mushrooms." Hearing this, he felt a bit sorry for her. When dinner arrived, she hesitated at first, unsure whether to eat the food. But before she could make a decision, one of her snake hairs started eating on its own, and soon, all the others followed, devouring the meal before she even had a chance to taste it. Seeing this, Haru offered her a spoonful of his own food. Though she was embarrassed, she couldn't resist the temptation and took a bite, only to be amazed at how delicious it was. Just as they were enjoying dinner, another loud noise echoed through the room. This time, it was Nagi turning a tanuki into stone after it had bitten her arms multiple times. Haru looked at her and curiously asked, "When you fell from the ceiling, did you try to turn me to stone too?" Nagi was shocked that he had figured it out. She started feeling down, fearing that he might now see her as a dangerous being. However, instead of being afraid, Haru was relieved, glad that she had a way to protect herself. Later, he handed her a futon to sleep in. Overjoyed, she exclaimed, "This is so much softer than the rocks I slept on yesterday." Meanwhile, Haru started worrying. Was it really okay for him to sleep in the same room as the girl he had just confessed to? Nervously, he suggested, "Maybe we should sleep in separate rooms?" However, Nagi's expression immediately darkened, fear creeping into her eyes. She was terrified at the thought of being left alone among humans. Seeing her reaction, Haru sighed and decided to stay. As she snuggled into her futon, she whispered, This is the first time I've ever felt safe while falling asleep." As for Haru, he found himself unable to sleep. He glanced over at her, intending to take a quick look at her sleeping face, only to find a snake coiled up, guarding her while she rested.
The next day, Maharu found it odd that Nagi was acting completely normal, showing no signs of embarrassment or any change in behavior, as if nothing had happened. Eventually, Maharu approached Nagi and confessed that he liked her, which caused Nagi to blush. She responded with, "I know," and followed up by asking, "You like my hair too, right?" But Maharu replied, "No," and instead told her that he wanted to marry her. Hearing that, Nagi brought up that they were from different species, so marriage wouldn't be possible. But Maharu said that he didn't mind marrying her, and asked what her parents would think about it. Maharu then added that his own parents would probably be happy, at least because he was marrying a snake girl. Nagi agreed, thinking that might actually be true. She then questioned Maharu, saying, "So, you like snakes more than me?" Maharu answered by saying he liked snakes and Nagi equally. After hearing that, Nagi responded, "Sounds like someone is showing signs of being a cheater." Maharu quickly defended himself, saying he doesn't lie, which made Nagi blush again. Then Nagi said, "Well, after all you said, then I guess it's okay." She told him that if he truly wanted to marry her, he'd need the approval of the snakes in her hair. Maharu looked at the snakes with excitement. Nagi began introducing each snake, sharing their names, personalities, and unique abilities. For example, Shun could produce venom, while Bammy had the power to turn into a human. Once she finished, Maharu surprised her by remembering every snake's name. Amazed, Nagi listened as Maharu commented that their appearance reminded him of Medusa and that they shared similar powers. But since Nagi was born in Japan, Maharu said she would be more like Yamada no Orochi. Curious, Nagi asked who that was. Maharu explained that Yamada no Orochi was a legendary creature, a serpent with 8 heads, who was eventually slain after getting drunk. Nagi scoffed at that, calling it a stupid snake. Maharu realized he was getting along well with the snake hair companions, but was still a little uneasy, since they looked so beautiful. It was hard to believe some were actually venomous. Nagi reassured him, saying they don't bite. Maharu joked that they didn't bite him despite his strange behavior. Nagi thought to herself, so he is aware of his weird behavior. Maharu then said that they were just as kind as Nagi, which made her blush again. But he remained a bit concerned about her transparent expressions. Maharu then offered to give her snake hair friends some rats if they ever wanted food. Surprisingly, Nagi said she wanted alcohol, her eyes sparkling. But Maharu immediately said no. Then Nagi asked if there was anything he wanted from her, saying that since he had been taking care of her, she wanted to give him a gift. Maharu replied that she didn't need to worry about that, because it would probably be hard for her to find something suitable. But Nagi insisted she was good at finding things, so he should ask for something before giving up. So Maharu jokingly asked for money, saying that if he had money, he could make her life more comfortable. Nagi admitted she didn't have money, since it was difficult for her to work a part-time job. Maharu mentioned the old belief that keeping snake skin in a wallet brings in wealth. Nagi was a bit shocked and said that, in human terms, it would be like walking around with a piece of someone's freshly cut hair. But Maharu said that if it came from someone they loved, people would actually treasure it. Nagi thought maybe he was right, though one of her snake hair friends shook its head to disagree. Despite that, Nagi gave Maharu a piece of her snake skin and told him she could give him more if he wanted. Maharu was moved to tears and promised her that once he made lots of money, he'd repay her. He then asked for more types of snake skin, so he could start building a proper collection. At that, Nagi shouted, "You really do like snakes.